So hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk about World of Warcraft, more specifically about Legion, because recently we've had somewhat of a release date, and it made a lot of people mad. There's one side that's like, oh, how dare you Blizzard, you arseholes, 15 months without content. And there's the other side, which is like, well, maybe, it's not too bad, calm down, and these two sides are clashing all over the internet, and it is kind of a shitstorm. Now, if you don't know this, the release date is set to be September 21st, 2016, or sooner. And I can see how this makes people really mad, because, well, it's 15 months with no new content after a half-assed expansion. And that's bad even for a free-to-play MMO, let alone for World of Warcraft, where you have to pay $50 to buy the expansion, and then you have to pay a subscription. And you can't really expect people to pay a subscription for 15 months with no new content coming into the game. There is a reason behind paying a subscription fee for an MMO. It makes sure that you get a steady stream of content from the developers, and it also makes sure that the servers don't get shut down. It's also supposed to remove bullshit like microtransactions and cash shops. But that's a discussion for a whole nother video. Now, with all that said, though, I am actually not mad about the September 21st or sooner release at all. It makes a lot of sense. First of all, they're covering their own arse, and it will probably come out sooner. I mean, Warlords of Draenor was scheduled for December, and it came out in November. It also gives them more than enough time to change things if the community reacts to them poorly during the beta testing. And that is great, because with Warlords of Draenor, the community played beta, they complained about it, and they didn't really change anything. And I still don't believe Blizzard just went, you know what, you guys don't know how to have fun. Alright, we will keep it this way. I think it was more like, oh, you don't like it? Well, shit, that's unfortunate because we don't have enough time to replace it with something better. But with Legion, if something's shite and people react to it badly, they still have time to fix it. And that is a good thing. And the question ultimately is, would you rather have it sooner and, it will end up being another Warlords of Draenor, or would you rather wait till September and maybe end up with a good expansion? I'm not saying it will be good, but it may end up being a good expansion. And personally, I am willing to wait. I am unsubscribed, my subscription ran out, that's why the footage is from Warframe, not from World of Warcraft. And, I'll be playing other games instead. And I'll wait for Legion, I'll wait for the reviews, and if they're positive, and if they're good, and if there is enough content, I will buy it. So that's all I want to say about the release date. Now, the next thing, it's just pathetic. There is no other word for it. The Demon Hunter Early Access. There is a reason, dear viewer, why this is a thing, why they added this early access to the Demon Hunter for people who pre-order. They are scared that people will not pre-order Legion. Because previously, with every other expansion, they would reveal the expansion and give us access to pre-order. And we would start throwing money at the screen because we loved the game. But now they release the pre-orders and they're like, you know what? We fucked up Warlords. And we milked people a lot throughout Warlords. And maybe they don't want to pre-order because they'll wait for people like Mike Preach to get into beta and to cover some of this content, or they will even wait for the reviews after Legion has been released. So we need to add this little incentive so people pre-order because they want to play the Demon Hunter rather than pre-ordering because they love our game. And that is bullshit and fucking pathetic, Blizzard. So as the second topic I wanted to talk about, and the final topic, is Q3 subscription numbers and the fact that they will no longer release subscription numbers for World of Warcraft. So the Q3 numbers are pretty much the same as Q2 numbers. They have only lost 100,000 subscribers, which is crazy, but I guess the Legion hype is strong. Or maybe we've just hit the rock bottom, and those people that stayed in World of Warcraft will play World of Warcraft no matter what. I don't know. Nobody knows. And finally, we have Blizzard basically saying, nope, no longer reporting the sub numbers because it's an inaccurate measurement of the game's popularity, which is true, by the way. Sub numbers don't really tell you how popular a game is. It only tells you how many people have paid for a certain time period. It doesn't tell you if they play the game at all or how much they play. And I think they will replace it with a better measurement. But there is also the possibility that they are terrified of the pre-Legion sub-numbers. Okay, that is Q4 this year, Q1 and Q2 next year. If the sub-numbers get really low, that will paint a really bad image of the game. Especially because other MMOs like Final Fantasy XIV report registered user accounts instead of sub-numbers. And people then look at these sub-numbers and go, well, World of Warcraft has 4 million subscribers, but Final Fantasy XIV has 7 million registered accounts. And companies should really stop doing this because it's a shitty thing to do. The only reason why they report registered accounts is because they want to make you think they have more players than they actually have. But I digress. I don't think it's a big deal that they won't report some numbers for World of Warcraft anymore. It'll probably be replaced with something else that will be more accurate. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.